What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode 179 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the number one Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub. I am your host, Lord Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined as always by my co-host Mara the Shark Watkins.
What up?
How you feeling tonight, Mara?
Pretty good, actually.
It's good.
Relaxed.
It's good to be good. How good?
Quite
good. Good.
How are you?
Been better. Been worse too, though. So, more so just waiting on things and let's just get there. And it's just things are taking longer than I want them to, Mara.
I hear that.
Like, you got something that's like right there and it's like, it needs to be done by this day. So I'm waiting on somebody else to do something by that day. They're not doing it, but I know they have to do it by that day for their own sake. So they're going to do it, but they're just taking forever. And it's annoying. It's very annoying.
Yes.
I know that doesn't make any sense to you, but
no.
just know, like, I'm annoyed by that, but I'll be okay.
Okay. It's not about me, right?
No, it has nothing to do with you at all.
Oh, okay. I was just like, damn, what am I forgetting to do?
No. It has absolutely nothing to do with you at all. Not even remotely so.
Okay. It did make sense to me. That's why I was just like, what have I forgotten to do that I said I was going to do that I also need to do?
You over there with a guilty conscience.
I'm always with the guilty conscience.
Yeah. But no, we are not here to talk about Mara's guilty conscience. We are here to talk about the Arrowverse on the CW. Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning, Batwoman, Stargirl, Superman and Lois, Naomi, them folks. So we're going to talk about them. So without further dudes, let's talk about them.
Naomi.
Okay, yeah, that's one of the shows that came on this week.
Let's start there.
Sure. Okay. This episode of Naomi was called what?
Fellowship of the Disc.
All right. So this episode kicks off with them making the point that now Naomi just hear everything.
Yeah, she's super hearing.
Yeah. And she's also making breakfast. She made a whole French breakfast thing because their favorite meal is from her parents' honeymoon in France. So it's like, okay, cool. I mean, she had little French flags and shit and all that. Like she went all out.
She was speaking French. She was doing it all.
Yeah. Then she's leaving. She overhears them talking about moving. And she's like,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then later,
so there's concerns, and so later on, she's training with D, and Zumbato shows up, and he's just not satisfied with the training that's going on. They're arguing back and forth, and the thing is with this, why are we doing this? We all know what's going to happen with this trope here. Like, you got to do it my way. No, we got to do it my way. Oh, maybe we need a little of both of our ways. No maybe shit. We need
to work together.
Like, we knew this as soon as you all started at this. It's like, oh, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Almost like teamwork makes the dream work.
Like, yo, let's not tell the same stories over and over again, people. That's boring. But yeah, then later on, Naomi and Annabelle, they get to Naomi's house because they're going there for reasons. and there's someone upstairs. It doesn't matter why they're there. None of this matters. It's all just anyway. Someone's upstairs. They're like, "Oh, who is it?" And they run up there. Whoever was up there is gone, and they have taken the disc. Because
Surprise.
yeah, because she didn't lock it in anything. She just had it in a box under her bed or some shit, and just like, you think maybe something this valuable that was locked in a safe by someone else should probably be locked up when you have it too, since you want to take it?
No, it don't make sense to them.
So then I believe they were back at school at this point. And Jacob? Is that his name? Did I get the right name?
Boyfriend?
Yeah. Annabelle's boyfriend. Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah. So he's like, yo, you hear the news? I saw it on this website here. There are aliens at Star Labs, and there was an explosion and blah, 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 blah.
And all this other nerd stuff about aliens.
Basically. Then Naomi goes to meet Zimbardo on a roof. But she was like, I'm afraid of heights, but she was on the roof. And I'm just like, still make no damn sense. I think other things happened during that time, but I wasn't paying attention.
He wanted to see if she knew how to fly, and he was trying to tell her the importance of learning how to fly.
Yeah, I remember that happened. Did something else happen while they were up there? Did she actually try or anything or no?
No.
Okay. It was just that conversation. Okay. I kind of spaced out during that time because
she's kind of like doubled down on that. Like, she thinks that her training with D is just as important, and that she likes his training.
Mm-hmm.
And he just,
continued to she was, fighting that like a week ago, but okay.
Yeah, so nothing action wise, just a lot of talking.
Okay. So then later on, she's looking through Star Labs because the dude is now put weird shit in there, like, oh, maybe there's something there. So she goes looking in Star Labs, and Jacob shows up because he's also just searching through Star Labs. And he almost gets crushed by some shit, and Naomi has to catch it and save him. And so now he sees she has powers.
Yeah.
Then we got some comic book store stuff. What are their names? Nathan and Anthony. That's their names?
Anthony, there we go. I kept forgetting his name, and I kept calling him Dude. Like, Nathan's name I remembered, but like his, I was just like, I don't remember what this kid's name is.
Nathan's voice bothers me.
It almost doesn't feel like it belongs to him.
Yeah, it bothers me. The way it comes out of him, he's like, this just, I don't like it. I don't know why. I don't like it. But yeah, they're at the comic book store. I guess they were there to do some volunteer work, I guess.
Community service,
yeah. And what's old girl's name?
Lourdes.
Say that again.
Lourdes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's there. She's like, no, you're gonna have to actually work while you're here. So yeah.
We're not doing that shit.
Yeah. Let's see. Naomi and Jacob were working together. I guess they can make an alien tracker.
Yeah, they were doing more nerd shit, as I wrote down.
Yeah. Dee and Zimbardo, they're arguing about Naomi's training. Naomi and Jacob go to this, like, see that there's a storage unit, and Naomi thinks the disc is there.
They find out it's her parents' storage locker.
Yeah, so they had all bunch of her stuff in there. And there's a go bag that, a whole bunch of cash and all that.
With passports, and she goes to confront them about it.
Yeah. And they're just like, we had to be ready to go if anything happens and blah, 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 blah. We're ready to pull up any given moment because we know some shit can go down.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like some more comic shop stuff where, like,
they tried to, they found out that Lourdes was selling like some of her, like her ultra awesome personal collection.
Yeah, some of her really
to keep
rare
the
comics.
Store open. And they were trying to get more people in the store. So they were hosting like the Lord of the Rings event.
But apparently
And
her and Naomi both hate Lord of the Rings for some reason. So
it's
I don't know.
whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, I don't see why you would hate Lord of the Rings. I mean, I can understand why it's not really your cup of tea, but like, it's I would say hate is such a strong word. Yeah, yeah. It's odd.
Like I enjoy Lord of the Rings. I enjoy The Hobbit. Yeah. I enjoy anything that will come from that universe.
Yeah, and with me is just like, we've talked about this before. Harry Potter is not my thing. I'm not like into it at all, but I don't hate it. Like it's just like it's
just not your thing.
I just don't care. Same with Star Wars. Same thing. I don't hate either of those things. Just not into them.
I want to get into Star Wars. I just want to have the time to sit down and watch through it. It's not even that I don't want to. It's just like I really just want to have the time to do it. Mm-hmm. I want to get into Star Wars so bad. You have no idea how bad I want to. Like, I want to join the conversation about the Mandalorian and all that stuff, but apparently I need to know certain things.
Not really. I watched the Mandalorian. I watched Boba Fett.
Well, yeah, no, I want to watch like the Mandalorian and Boba Fett, but like I was told I should watch the Mandalorian first to get to Boba Fett.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So it's a lot to get through.
Yeah.
But back to this universe.
Oh, yeah. So we get there's a confrontation, and basically Zumbato and D throwing hands, and yeah.
And then Zubato shows him like, you got to show how to use these damn powers, boy.
Yeah, and he was just like, they were like, yeah, no powers, just hands. We gonna throw hands. And Zubato cheats, and he's just like, that's not what we agreed upon. He's like, I know, and enemies aren't gonna follow any protocol either. So,
what makes you think an enemy's gonna be like a bounty hunter's gonna be like, sure, I'll just fight you with my hands, even though I have these powers at my disposal. Right. What do you think this is?
Yeah. So then we cut back to the party, and long story short, they figure out there's an alien at the party right now. And they need to figure out who it is. Dun dun dun. End of the episode.
Right. To be continued.
Yeah. That was Naomi. We can move on now. Where you want to go next? Flash or Superman, Lois?
Let's go with the Flash.
Okay. This episode was called what?
The Fire Next Time.
Okay. So this episode kicks off at that bar that they keep going to. And this dude's closing up. Apparently he's the bar manager. And he like goes to pick up a bar stool to put some stuff away that like heats up and burns his hand. And then like contraptions all around the place just start turning on and bubbling and whatnot, and then something happens to him. It was
a scary time.
Yeah, he just starts like screaming and shit, like, "Oh, what the fuck happened to you?" And yeah, find out later on he just got all burnt the fuck up. But yeah, then we got oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that we go Barry and Iris in the morning, getting ready for their day.
Yeah, and apparently we see that for some reason this is a tough day for Barry, but we find out later on it's his father's birthday. But yeah, back at the bar, find out the dude's he's all burnt up, and they're like, "Yo, we know who we think this might be." Like, I know, and Barry's like, "I know who this dude is. Is it this dude here?" And she was like, "Yeah, he was arguing with him earlier." And apparently he also leveled up, is what they say, because they just keep doing that because leveling up is a thing for them. Then we got stuff going on with Central City Citizen, and it's just more of Allegra and
that white girl Taylor.
Yeah, fucking Taylor.
I literally was watching, I was just like, this white bitch again? Yeah. This one again?
Yeah. There's a whole thing there. There's like
they're featuring they're featuring someone from the city, I think every month or so. And they're going with some socialite, and Iris tells her why that they're going with that one, and she suggests that Allegra and Taylor work together to interview the girl. And that's the beginning. Well, we can kind of skedaddle through that. They go to interview the girl, and Allegra runs into a girl she knew from Iron Heights named Lydia. Lydia is a cleaning lady, because apparently that's the only job she can get with her
criminal history
resume. Yeah,
with her record and all that.
With her record and everything. And so, she comes off as kind of like envious of Allegra, because she's in a whole ass career and her record's not really being held against her.
Life is great when you know the right people,
right? And and so Allegra, and watching that, you could already tell that Allegra was going to make the piece about her, because she was like, I can help you. She does the piece on Lydia and she hands it in to Iris, and Taylor does her part on the socialite girl, and it comes off as nothing good.
Yeah, all shallow and just nothing there. And I was like, yeah, this is shitty. But we're gonna go with yours, Allegra, but you were supposed to bring this to what Taylor was doing, which is why I put you with her, and blah 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 blah.
And it was like they both had great arguments, but Iris tells her that she has to talk to Taylor, to make things better. She tries to do that, and Taylor is rightfully a cunt and vows to destroy Allegra.
You say rightfully?
I should have said righteously. Like she's heavily, I didn't know how to word it, but like very much a cunt.
Okay. Like I say, like you got an argument for why Taylor was acting that way? Come on, explain.
No.
Okay.
No, Taylor is a cunt and she will just stay that white bitch.
So then we back to earlier in the episode. So this suspect was named Birch. He's working as a security guard. He's trying to impress his son. He gets arrested. He's claiming he's innocent, like just begging him, like, no, don't take me away from my son. Don't take my son away from me. Like I didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. And Barry gets flashbacks about the day his own father got arrested for his mother's killing. And it's just like, yo, I feel for this dude. Like we got to do something. He didn't do it. Like, and at this point, I thought maybe it was the anniversary of the day his father got arrested, the anniversary of the day his mother died or something like that. But now it's his father's birthday.
So I will say that this is the first time in a while that a Flash episode has touched me, or like been kind of, it was like a weird coincidence. So February 1st is the same day that my birth mother passed away. It is also my Uncle Henry's birthday as well. So when they were saying this, I was just like, what the fuck? So it was creepy watching listening to them talk about that, because even like Logan saw me watching and she saw my face and she was like, what's going on? And I explained to her and she was like, wait a second. Like even she was taken aback. I was like, right? That's what I experienced just now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get why it's tough for Barry. I felt for Barry this episode.
Yeah. And so Barry's like, he's talking to Cecile, like, I want you to meet with him, use your powers, get a feel on him and all that. And she was like, yeah, I'll meet with him, but I won't use my powers on him, for ethical reasons. And I'm just like, damn ethics, but whatever.
I'm like, damn ethics, but I feel like that'll get you the truth you need.
Basically, like you let you know if you should represent him or not. Like it's really just logic at that point. You have a gift. But anyway, let's see. So Birch ends up escaping from custody after Cecile meets with him. She's like, yeah, I get the feeling that he believes he didn't do it. So it's just
yeah, but it made him look more guilty
when he escaped. Yeah. And my thing is, like, why are they still arguing with him then if Cecile, like, he believes he didn't do it? So what do you think happened then? Like, you think he did it still? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, this is some weird shit happening here. But anyway, so Barry and the crew are looking for him, doing some searching. He tells Chester in the meantime, like, yo, look for some inconsistencies here because something's happening. Because the witness got burnt up too. And they're like, yo,
Deborah, the bartender, she also got the blaze.
Yeah. So he's like, Chester, look into both of these because these both seem weird. It was like exactly the same, and that doesn't make any sense. So look into this and see what's going on here. Then Barry talks with Joe, and they have a heart to heart, and Joe's like, I get it, and like, yeah, you're not okay. So it's just that simple.
We get it.
Yeah. Well, they'll get it if you explain it to them because they don't know. Then later on, Chester ends up confirming that Birch is innocent. Like, yo, this is cold fusion, and that's not what Birch does. But then Birch is already going after his son. Flash steps in before things really get out of hand, but Birch has already caused some crazy shit with some lava underground, some liquid hot magma.
Yeah, like just burn us all up. Damn it. They're about to burn down the whole city, literally.
Yeah, so Flash looks at him like, all right, look, I got a plan, but you have to absorb all the heat when it shoots out. That's all he says. No real other explanation, just absorb the heat when it shoots out. And then all of a sudden, he just down to the ground.
Like, no explanation as to how he's supposed to, for us to understand how he was supposed to. Just do this, peace out.
Yeah, just do the thing. And he does. He phases down into the ground. Some crazy geyser shit happens, and Birch absorbs all the heat. He does it. It works. Father and son hug. Barry gets a flashback to his own father being released from prison and them hugging and all that. So then at this point that I started asking the question, like, all right, so who's burning niggas up? Because we haven't answered that question yet.
Right.
And but then they get a whole thing where they're all just, hanging out, remembering Henry, telling stories and shit. And
getting Cecile privy to the history.
Mm-hmm. And back at Star Labs, Barry's like, all right, Chester, we got to reconfigure the satellites to kind of figure out what's going on here. We got to find this motherfucker because he burning up people.
Right. Like, this ain't good.
At all. But yeah, that was The Flash. Pretty emotional episode, if I do say so myself.
It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a just punch the thing harder episode, which is always fun.
I just got to be faster.
Yeah, I never like any shows or movies when like the answer to the problem is just punch it harder. But
he punches you, just punch back harder.
Yeah, that's one of those things that just like that tends to happen though. All of a sudden, like, oh, he gets, he's inspired and gets stronger, and now all of a sudden he can hit harder, and that's the end. It's not as bad as using the power of friendship, but it's okay. Now, Superman and Lois.
Into oblivion.
So we kicked this episode off. Natalie back on her Earth before John Henry Irons left, and they're talking, and he leaves. Blah 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 blah. While he's gone, there's a temporal anomaly that happens after he takes off, and I'm like, Crisis? Was that Crisis? Is that what we're talking about? Because it looked like the same little wave from Crisis,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened with Crisis. It was a temporal anomaly that made some shit happen. So I don't know. But John wakes up. He has a moment where he doesn't remember that the Lois he sees isn't his Lois. Natalie's like, yo, we gotta do another scan on this man because something's wrong with him, because there ain't no way. She's still not cool with Clark because he looks like the dude that killed her mama. Plus, John Henry Irons got hurt.
Every time she turned around, her dad getting hurt with
him. Yeah. See, then we go over to seeing Cam. He's at the house to pick up Sarah and fuck is that other kid's name? Irrelevant. And there's a brief moment of them talking about the co-parenting thing. I mean, it is. That kid is irrelevant. Like, that kid serves zero purpose. Zero. What does that child contribute to the show, Mara? What has that child contributed to this show?
I don't have any answer.
Absolutely nothing. So anyway, Clark and Lois are, they talking to John like, yo, who is dealing the shit? Like, what the fuck is going on? But John ain't snitching. So,
which is dumb. It's dumb beyond belief.
Is it though?
I would be pissed.
Yeah, you'd be pissed. I mean, but you can be pissed, but what's really going to happen to him?
He gonna stay kicked out of school.
But in the grand scheme of things, him being kicked out of school, he'd still be fine. He's Superman's son, as opposed to Candace being kicked out of school and going to jail and shit. And it's a whole other thing with that. So I get it. It's just he ain't snitching. I'm like, all right.
I'm still trying to figure out what this girl's name is.
Why?
I don't know. Now I want to know. I'm pretty certain it's in my notes here somewhere.
Okay. So he has to get a job, working at a convenience store.
Yeah.
Then we got Anderson talking to Allie about stuff and things. Chrissy gets a call from Allie, and she's getting picked up by a creepy black van, and everybody in there's wearing black hazmat suits, so they can't nobody see nobody's face and shit.
I really, if I was Chrissy and I saw that shit, I'd be like, you know what? I don't want this story good. I don't want this story enough.
Yeah, well, she already walked up in the place the first time trying to get a story, so who knows?
Yeah.
Then cut over to the school, and Sarah's telling Jordan about the fact that she had that dinner with Aubrey, and she wants them all to be friends and sit down and have a dinner and yada yada.
She's like, we should hang out. It won't be weird.
Yeah, it won't be weird, but it's gonna be weird. Then we I just remembered. So pause on Superman and Lois. I was told to ask a New Yorker what a bodega is.
It's a corner store. Or it may not be at the corner, but like it's like a little store. Like it could be like a deli. It could have a deli or it may not. But it's kind of like a little convenience store, like a neighborhood convenience store.
So it's just like a mom and pop 7-Eleven?
No. Well, I don't really understand how they open up and stuff like that. It just kind of feels like a deli will just be taken over by one dude to another. Or some people will say one Habibi to another Habibi.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a convenience store. I mean, next time I go in one, I'll video record. I'll FaceTime you or something.
That's really disappointing. I was expecting that to be a lot more interesting, because somebody was like, you got to ask a New Yorker what a bodega is. It's crazy. I'm like, I guess. Okay.
It's where Logan gets her chopped cheese from. It's where I get my smoothies from.
Gets her what from?
Chopped cheese.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
I was like, I don't know how to explain a chopped cheese.
I know what a chopped cheese is. I just did.
Oh, okay.
It took a second for me to like, okay, chopped cheese. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Occasionally they will have a manager who is a cat. and you are allowed to pet the cat, it typically will run away from you, but all complaints go to the manager cat.
In the place where they sell food.
Yeah.
Just animals is all up and through there where they selling food at.
Not all of them. Not the one by our apartment, but the one I used to live by. Yeah, they had a cat in there.
And the health department didn't say shit. Huh? They just let it happen, huh?
No.
Okay.
They also have like we have nah. No.
Okay. Anyway.
Different breed up here.
Clearly. So yeah. Then there's some kind of conflict going on between Candace and her connect, and Jordan overhears it, so he has to step in like, yo, cut that shit out.
Also,
how did he get into school? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
School is gonna let just any old nigga just walk up in the school.
I mean, nice, quiet, country town. I'm sure the doors aren't locked, so dude just walked in.
Look, the places like that would make me really want to have my doors locked. That's where more of the meth heads be. No, thank you.
So Old Man Lane is back on temporary duty because Anderson was fucking up and now he's gone.
Duty.
Yeah. Let's see. Allie and the crew, they're going down into the mine. Lucy sends Lois and Old Man Lane some weird cryptic goodbye text message.
And we find out that Grandpappy tracks Lucy's and probably Lois's phone.
Yeah, definitely. He 100% also tracks Lois's phone. He didn't actually say it out loud. He does.
He gave her the look like, do you blame me?
Yeah. Turns out there's some kind of portal down in the mines. They start floating and shit, and people go through it and start screaming. Yeah, they're like, this is not going well. And I was like, this is not how it was supposed to go. Superman shows up and is able to save two of them and Allie. Let's see. We also get them on where Natalie's just not okay being around Clark. Flashback to her being stuck between worlds because she took off after John Henry Irons, and the AI has to put her into some kind of hibernation until she can figure out what the fuck to do.
That's wild.
Yeah, 6 months. Let's see. Jordan ends up confronting John about Candace, like, yo, why didn't you, like, what the fuck? And then we got Kyle
and he's like, I get it. And I was like, both of you are dumb.
Man,
honorably dumb. Honorably dumb.
I just feel like it's just like, I mean, you call it dumb, but the thing is, in the end, how bad could it really be for him? Like, I'm just like taking out the fact that they are Supermen. So I was just saying, like, just in general, kid wise, it's just dumb. I mean, all kids are dumb. It's just kind of what it is. Yeah. Kids are dumb. Kids do dumb shit. It just seemed like in this situation, it's just, he'll be fine. He's white and he's Superman's son. Like, it's just like, he's fine.
I don't think the Superman's son part really helps him, only because if he doesn't have any powers whatsoever, I was like, well, you can't even become a superhero.
I think he doesn't have to. That's the point. Like, he doesn't have to. He's Superman's son. He doesn't have to do anything. Like, he'll be fine no matter what. Like, who his grandfather is, who his father is, who his mother is, he's fine. There's no, his life fell apart. Nah, that's not going to happen for him. He's the son of Superman and Lois Lane, and his grandfather is the head of the DOD. Like, he's fine. Like, it's hard to get much more privileged than that. But anyway, Kim and Lana are talking about the debate because she needs debate help. She's like, I know all the issues, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you do, which is why you need help with that part that's going to come up that you don't want to talk about. And yeah, they go through all that. It happens. She ends up snapping at him at one point. But she had to get that out of her system. And yeah. Let's see. Then we got old man Lane interrogating Allie. She's fucking with his head. Now she just wants her lawyer.
He wanted to know who Superman was not able to save. And she was just like, you just want to hear about Lucy.
Yeah, basically.
You just want me to assure you didn't fail her again. And I was just like, damn, bitch. I see why Superman punched Joker through the chest in fucking Injustice. Because I said, and I wrote in my notes, I was like, I would have shot her in the knee just to get the point across. Give me the names.
Yeah. Then we got Clark and John Henry Irons talking mostly about Natalie, and he's just like, yo, you just got to give her time and, talk to her, let her get to know who you are. It's just.
Right. And Clark wants to feel like she's not being forced to get to know him. And let her decide.
Mm-hmm. So then we got Lois going through Lucy's apartment. She's Clark,
frantically searching for any sign that Lucy is okay.
Right. Clark shows up there, blah, blah, blah. That happens. John ends up walking Candace home. She uses the L word. Here comes the connect. He's on that yellow. Jordan hears it going down.
I'm cracking up because I wrote in my notes, she tells him she loves him. And I wrote with my own commentary, y'all are all stupid. I hate the teenagers being happy. I'm like, y'all are all goddamn stupid.
Yeah. So Jordan hears John getting his ass whooped. He shows up to save him. He goes to save him instead of going to that dinner with Sarah and
Aubrey,
yeah. He takes the plug out, whoops his ass. John tells the plug, like, yo, you stay away from her or I'll sick him on you again. And
I didn't like that. And I know Jordan didn't like that either.
I mean, what else you want him to say?
I don't know. Because I feel like that's gonna cover something else later on. Just like, I don't know. I feel like don't be using your brother like a gun.
Yeah, he didn't have to say anything. That's the thing. He could have just not said anything. Yeah, I think it was already pretty implied that you don't want to fuck with them because this, yeah. So yeah, then Clark goes to talk to Natalie and he ends up telling her like, yo, how about y'all go to this place, use this for your own.
You can choose to get to know me.
Mm-hmm. Jordan ends up not going to meet with Sarah and Aubrey because his hands are all scarred up and stuff and his face is scarred a little bit and shit.
And he didn't want to have to try and explain nothing, which smart, but that sucks.
Yeah. Then we got old man Lane sitting around feeling sorry for himself because he's convinced Lucy is dead, but then Lucy shows up. Were you about to say something?
I was just saying he was spiraling.
Oh, yeah. Then she ends up telling Lois that she was right, and I'm like, I don't trust it. I was just like,
this is weird.
Immediately, she did not trust it.
All flags went up because it's like, you were die hard the last time we saw you.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, just like that, you just come over to Lois's side. That don't make no damn sense. And of course,
now all of a sudden, Lois's voice starts talking to you.
Yeah.
Girl, bye.
Yeah. So Natalie and John Henry Irons see their new place, and Natalie's like, yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what we need, and they're cool. Triggers another flashback and all that, but yeah. So yeah, it turns out my suspicions were correct about Lucy. She ends up drugging old man Lane, and she takes his security badge because she was I guess the fail safe or whatever, making sure that Allie gets what she needs. And that was it. That was Superman and Lois.
And I was like, the fact that y'all believed that she was here for y'all.
Yeah, it was very dumb. Very dumb. The teenagers weren't the only dumb ones this episode, But yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Well, Mara, who's winning this week?
I guess Allie.
Solid win. I was gonna say Birch.
Yeah, because Allie's is kind of more because Allie's is more of kind of like a win coming, as opposed to she's actually gotten it because she actually got arrested in this episode. So I'll take that back, and I will. I'll take that back. I'll go with Birch because I do love seeing a good happy ending for a family.
Who's losing?
People who went through the portal.
Yeah. Unnamed people going through the portal. You can
portal folks.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Old Man Lane because he definitely got, he got the short end of the stick at the end of this episode here.
Okay.
All right. So, I think that'll be it for this week. What you think?
I think so because there's no other shows.
You're right. There were no other shows.
We did get news of like renewals though, right?
That is true. We did get it confirmed that The Flash and Superman and Lois are both renewed for another season. No word on any other shows yet, but those two have been renewed.
Which I think we saw coming for at least for The Flash, because they had said, I think Grant had agreed to one more season.
Yeah, so he renewed a contract for another season. So we pretty much knew The Flash was coming back, and Superman and Lois is now their highest rated show. So that was definitely probably going to come back.
Good show they got.
Yeah. So
or continue a good show they got.
Well, all right. No. Guess we can let you all know you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World. Also on Facebook, there is a Facebook group for this particular podcast. Mara, what's that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/group/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
Also, don't forget, if you're a wrestling fan, check out Smacking It Raw. Every week, there's a Facebook group for that show as well. Facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. Also, check us out. We got some other stuff we do. If you're following us on Patreon, contribute there. You get some stuff early. We just did a recent show. We were talking about Justice League Doom. We do something similar every month. We just had Injustice come out for the general public, for those of you who didn't contribute there in the Patreon. So you want to kick things out a month later, you can do it there. But yeah. Also, you can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Mara the Shark. MARADASHARK.
Okay. I think that'll be it. Anything else you can think of?
No.
All right. We'll end it here. We'll see y'all next week. Until then, we out.
Deuces.